Alright everyone, so as this video implies in itself, I decided to no longer do anything with anyone any much longer. All things considered, with my neighbors, with the majority of people that I personally know, because these are the people that have failed me, who have let me down, and I had to separate myself, disconnect myself from those who have liberal ideals, communist ideals, people that are sexist, racist, and that is an existence that a life in particular I am not about. I do not represent that life. I do not condone those ideologies. I do not condone, I do not accept it, and I cannot find myself, along with so many millions of other American people, and upon a global perspective and scale. Like, every culture is different. You find that more and more every single day is becoming a greater awakening upon a global scale. And just like Ralph Smart is constantly talking about in his videos, there is a mass global awakening that is occurring and happening every single day of our lives. Whether if you believe it or not, this world is ultimately sustaining a balance. A balance that is necessary to the order, to the chaos you see around you. Is happening all for a specific reason. There are so many people that are so stupid, so ignorant, that they're not able to disconnect from the matrix. And you have to understand the matrix is collapsing every single day. And there are these people, majority of the populace of human beings, of people, cannot fathom reality, nor the truth for what it is. They are not able to connect pieces together to create a perfect puzzle piece for everything to come together as a collective. Once you begin to unravel and you deeper understand it, the deeper you travel inside of your consciousness, the more that you are able to truly become free and alive. And you see that so much of what is happening in the world and is transpiring in the world today is happening all for a specific purpose, for a specific design. Everything's done intentionally by design. And everything is happening because of our will, because of our testament, and whatever that there's so many people that are zombified, stupefied, and dumbed down so much to the point where it's unreal. You get to think of, how are these people alive? How are these people breathing? Do they even know that they're even human beings? Do they even know that they're alive? They're probably so stupid and ignorant that they probably think that there's some sort of artificial intelligence or some robot. Who the hell knows? I have to separate myself away from so many people with these moronic ideologies of the far left. These are communists, these are liberals who are destroying the world, destroying our planet. Socialism who want equality for all, but that ultimately that comes with a price. You have to sacrifice your freedoms. And it's just like Thomas Jefferson had said, when government becomes tyranny, rebellion is duty. And, you know, it's unfortunate to me because there are so many people who make invalid excuses to not only justify the means of their ignorance, at the same time, the vapid hole, the emptiness of their existences. The pill to swallow of reality, of their own emptiness. The reality is in itself a matrix. They're still very much asleep. So when you break out of the mold, when you break out of tradition, when you dare to be yourself, to embrace your nature, to accept the reality for what it is, and you begin to see the collapse of the matrix happening all around you, once you take that red pill, and you unplug from, and you disconnect yourself from everything, these zombified people that are still very much asleep in a matrix, they would criticize you, they would vilify you, they would stereotype you, they would do everything in their power to destroy your every essence, your every being for who you are. And these people are not human beings in my perspective. They're worse than zombies, they're worse than creatures, vile creatures. And these people have no intellect whatsoever. They have no ambitions in life, they have no goals of their own. The impending doom And the collapse of their own reality is what they wish for, of their own demise. You see, everything is coming down. It's like Ralph Smart is always talking about. Inevitably, like I said, ultimately we have done this to ourselves. We have no one else to blame for. And today I had to get rid of a now considered an ex-friend of mine, a black man who is, in my eyes, very much racist. And I've got the snapshots and screenshots to prove it, to back up my claim. But under a one world globalization, under the elites, this is what is intended by design, by divide and conquer. So we have to stand united together in order to overthrow the oppressors, to overcome our obstacles and our challenges, to open the doors and our gateways from within ourselves. Only then are we able to truly align ourselves with the universe and be free and be open. You open your mind, the gateways, the doors, the unlimited doors within your mind, your consciousness, and you are able to breathe life, light, a balance. I've always been a balance. It's like I've always said, I don't believe in the Republican Party nor Democratic side. I've always been a balance. I've always been this gray line. And a gray line is where I will ultimately and always stay. And I will always remain inside of the circle of not bleakness, not darkness, but a balance, a gray. Only then are you able to truly see, once you unbreak, and once you break away from the matrix, once you break away from the enslavement that resides within your mind and your heart and your soul consciousness, that you're able to truly gratify, to see the world. You articulate everything, the process, it all comes together. It's like one perfect circle, one perfect puzzle piece. And it infuriates me, it frustrates the fuck out of me, of ignorant people. I hate ignorance. I detest it. I cannot tolerate it. And it's so impossible to have an articulate, intellectual, philosophical, a deep state of conversation with anyone. I find myself at odds and ends. At a world's end, to find myself to actually sit down and have an intelligent conversation with anyone, much less. We don't share the same vibrational frequency of energy between myself and the majority of a lot of these other people out here. And it infuriates me because it's like this black man. I had to disconnect my friendship with him because he, starts spouting off today about blame the white man for everything. I'm a minority myself. I don't blame anyone for anything. As a matter of fact, I guess in retrospect, as an entire collective of the human species, we have done this to ourselves. That's not impossible to realize. That's not impossible to sink that in deep in your subconscious, in your mind. It's not complicated to open your mind, to expand your mind to the unlimited potential horizons of the world around you. For years I have been attempting to wake up so many people, and especially on this particular platform, through my craft and my artistry. And my message is to convey that throughout the world, for people to come together through unification, through diversity, and true tolerance. And I'm not talking about the wokeness or what have you, but I've been ultimately awakened since I was about 10, 12 years old. And every day of my life I've devoted myself towards the study and practice of observations of human nature, of psychology, and of so much that is occurring in our construct of human nature. And there's so many of these people, I hate to say it, but just everyone that I personally know, 90% of everyone that I know, they constantly make excuses for how they are not able or capable to bettering their own lives, to bettering the community around them. And it's unfortunate to me because, like I said so many times in my previous videos, that anyone, just about anyone, can do anything to be that contribution of change, positive changes towards the world. And especially to how to better your own life. And how for us to come together through unification. But then again, there's so many people that are selfish-minded, that care only about themselves, their own image, their own reputation. It's one pile of an excuse that adds on top of one another. It's constantly in this motion towards emptiness, towards a negative apathy. I've tried to help so many people, I try to bail out so many people, but then again, I try to instill my knowledge and plant seeds of inspiration, of knowledge, of influence into the minds of so many of these people. But then again, if these people are not willing nor capable of critical thinking, of thinking for themselves, for bailing themselves out, helping themselves, and first and foremost, especially to become that contribution, that optimistic contribution and changes towards our society, then these people are forever lost. These are the people that I do not need to associate myself with. And I thought to myself that I was able to truly coexist with a lot of these people, with different ideals, with different beliefs, or what have you. Now, like I always said before, keep in mind, I don't care personally about your sexual orientation, your ethnicity, your cultural background. I don't care about anything in the world. I don't care about your, what have you, whatever you want to do in your life, whatever you want to believe. But due to the unprecedented times and the chaos and the crisis that we're having and experiencing right now between a political division in our country, I don't have a choice but to separate myself away from so many people. In all the times of my life, even when I was 8, 9 years old, even childbirth, I was always a lone wolf. And I honest to God mean that. I'm not just saying that. I'm not just saying that because, it sounds great, or, jump on a bandwagon, or because it sounds edgy or whatever. No, because it's the bottom dollar facts and truth. And just like a lot of conspiracy theories are not theories, but they are factual and aligned with facts for a reason. I know a few subscribers of mine who had lost relationships with their families, with their friends, what have you, because of all this division that we're experiencing in our world today. And this is all happening intentionally by design, just like I said. It's all for the reason for a global mass awakening. An awakening that is inevitable. An awakening that we have to align ourselves with. Whether if we accept it or not, or whether if we love it, condone it, what have you. But everything's happening for a reason. Because we have done this to ourselves. It was only a matter of time. It was the inevitable time until the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse are here. It was only a matter of time until the collapse of our humanity is happening. Because this is the age of Aquarius. This is all happening for a reason. And you find that so much of this paradigm shift is happening. We're shifting into the 5th dimension. I'm truly disappointed with a lot of my so-called friends of mine. With all things considered, not only have they let me down, but they had truly disappointed me in such a way, in such a fashion, that they were just so blatantly ignorant. They were so ignorant that it even hurt my own brain. And ignorance to me is truly an offensive thing to me. These people have no idea of how to govern their own lives. And they are constantly making excuses for themselves. No one else is doing it against them. No one is out to get these people. They have all done it to themselves. And these are the people that my life, my existence, and me personally is better, much, much better off without. And I'm quite sure that they're watching this video, but there are very few finite circle of friendships that I consider as actual good friends to me. And even within that circle of quote-unquote, good friends, I'm still a bit skeptical of a few particular people. No one ever makes an effort, an attempt to spend time with you, to see how you're doing if you're still alive. But, hey, you know what? It takes complete strangers to care about you so much more than your so-called friends, then let it be so, and so more to be. Because I'm not alive to impress anyone. I'm not alive to win the hearts and votes and popularity of other people around me. I'm not alive on this planet for you. I'm alive for me. I'm alive because this planet brought me to life for a specific journey, for a purpose to render within myself, to heal myself, to bring the attention to the forefront of all the societal issues that need to be discussed, talked about, changed. Petitions are needed to be made for a reason, and I'm truly disappointed with mankind. I'm truly disappointed with a lot of my so-called friends. I am truly disappointed with so many people in this state. Everywhere. Just on a global scale. And these are the people that vilify themselves because they've done it to themselves, And time again, they're not able to own up to their own actions or words, their lack of actions, their responsibilities, and everything that coming down for a reason. Your life. And how you see yourself is how you play the cards. It's what you do in your life. Everything plays a pivotal role, a vital and crucial role in every day of your life. If you choose to be nothing, you become nothing. If you aspire towards greatness, you become greatness. And you never want to feel sorry for yourselves. You never want to make excuses for yourselves. There's so many people out here that do that. And I'm sick and tired and exhausted about that. That is not a life that, I choose to submerge myself to be surrounded by these particular people that feel sorry for themselves. And I had to draw the line. I had to just draw the line in the sand as of late. It's truly disgusting to me, with all things considered. Some of these people were once friends of mine whom I personally thought were actually good quality of people. But then again, I was absolutely wrong. And my conceptions of them were nothing more than misconceptions. My perceptions of them were blinded. And like I said, due to the political division, due to all the awareness that has been brought forth to our attention to the forefront and manifesting itself in the year of 2020, this is our collapse. This is what we have done to ourselves. As unfortunate as that sounds,